Dear connections, welcome to the 7th part of this ongoing tutorial on progressive stamping die. Here, we are going to discuss about the lower trim steel, die button holders, subplates, stock guides, and other components needed in the first blank stations. So in the progressive die, in first 3 or 4 stations, we trim the blank line of the part. To do that, in the lower die, we will have lower trim steels, stop pins, pierce die buttons, stock guides, stock alignment pins, pitch control finger pins, lifter plates, lifter pins, or lifter rails. Let's first see the stock guide pins. Stock guide pins are ETCS specific guide pins. We provide 2 pins in the die towards back of the die. One pin will be at the start of the die, and other pin will be at the end of the die. These stock guide pins, we chose Misumi or Danley and equivalent spool retainer pins. Standard component. When we set the die in the press, the next very important thing is to set the coil straight. So we first align the coil to these pins. If the coil is perfectly aligned with these pins, it means it is aligned perfectly. Our die setters knows how an unaligned coil affect the pitch. This is a very simple method. Now the next most important die part is stock guide, with which our coil comes in contact with. Stock guides are of 2 types, fixed one, and the movable one. Since the coil varies in the width, we keep the operator's side stock guide as movable. The stock guide on the back side is fixed. We fix it to the subplate or the die plate with help of 2 number of M10 screws and 2 numbers if Dia10 dowel pins. This side is fixed. Both the stock guide pin's outer diameter is also aligned to this same line. The stock guide in front side is movable. It will have oblong clear hole, and oblong counter hole. There will not be any dowel hole, but keyways cut into it. Along the keyways, stock guide will move front or back to accommodate couple millimeter difference in the coil width. Material of stock guide is 4140 pre-hardened, or CR12 hardened to 54 HRC to 58 HRC.